Alright, welcome back to another redstone tutorial that I'm going to be building into my world, and I'm calling this a moving floor farm because we're going to be able to apply it to a bunch of different things, to grass, to crimson stem, to warped stem. There's going to be a few different things, but we're going to start with just getting the setup, and then at the end I'll show you what different farms you can make out of this. So let's jump in. Okay, and to get started, we're going to start from the bottom layer and kind of work our way up. That way it'll be easy. You can do one layer at a time. So let's get going. Okay, the things you're going to need are here along the bottom. I don't have the quantities here, so you may have to build a few extra. But let's start, and we're going to try and line them up here. And we're going to put a dispenser facing up. Next, a block here. We're going to skip a block and put 2 rows of blocks that make it 5 total. And these should be centered off of this. And then we're just going to mirror that on the other side, except for we're going to skip that. So we're going to put in this. Again, it's 5 blocks, 5 long, 2 wide. That's going to be our first piece. The next is we're just going to put a little redstone down here that's going to be powering this. Great, that's the easy first step. Okay, now the next layer up, we're going to go to our pistons. And these we want to make sure are facing us. So we're going to put those in here. And that's that layer. Well, except for the grass. And this is going to be where your variable is in your world. This might be grass, it might be some of the other options I'll show at the end. So what we're going to do is essentially create a 5x5, because that is all that bone meal that will be put in here can actually hit up here. Now, pistons, as you know, when they fire, can go back and forth, and if there's a gap on both sides, it's not going to work. So we're just going to fill in one side. Don't fill in the other, or it's not going to work. This will help it go back and forth. And now that I'm saying that, I forgot to put our hoppers in. This isn't going to be too bad. We're just going to stick those in so that they come out to the side of the grass here. Perfect. That is that layer. Now let's move on to our stone bricks. And you can use whatever material here you want, whatever's going to look good in your world. And we're going to put a brick across the top of all of those. And then for now, I'm going to stick one here and run this all the way around so that we create a C shape. This is going to help kind of contain some of your flowers, and that's going to be that layer. On top of that, we're going to run some redstone. And you only need this for right now above the pistons. And so you should have something that roughly looks like this. All right, next step, we're going to go around to the back. And I didn't show this off before, but what I'm going to show is that when you flip this lever, it starts to make... Tried to say that over, but that is loud. We're going to start building this piece, the part that makes the bone meal in the bottom go and makes the pistons. So this I've tried to hide really well so that when you're in front of the farm, you don't see it. Other versions you may have seen that pop it up. I've tried to go for one that goes down. So it's pretty simple. We're going to go in line with that dispenser in the bottom and put our sticky piston. So same, find that. We're going to take this one out, look up so that that is facing down. Keep in mind that these things just look at each other. We're going to build up a little bit of a staircase here, which means we have to get rid of these two or the redstone won't be able to go up. And if we put this in, we're going to find it's working. I realized I don't have a lever, so let's grab one of those real quick. And turn that off. Perfect. Next, and I probably should have done this before, let's put down some stone here. So that way, if we ever dig underneath, we'll know that this is something we don't want to dig up. All right, and one change now that we're down here is we're going to want this repeater coming out, which is going to help the timing of this side. But what you see is this redstone isn't being powered. So we're just going to put one extra little spot here with some dust there. This will make the signal go around the corner and into that dispenser. And that should give us, if we've got the timing right, the shifting floor. Now we're getting pretty much there. All we need to really do is get some bone meal here. All right, now that we have that bone meal, we're just gonna stick a whole bunch into that. Now you can dress this up however you want. One of the ideas that I have is to get a chest, and that makes it super easy access here. We can grab some extra bricks, just kind of finish this off, make it a little nice, and we'll let that load. And while we do that, I'm also going to get some stairs because I want the side of this to look a little nicer and not have that big gap. So I might just put one here at the top. There's a little bit of a gap that things might fall through, but that's going to look pretty nice. And again, you can do this decoration portion with whatever block you want. All right, now that that bone meal is in, let's see if we did this right. All right, now that that was way too loud for your ears, let's see how much that gave us in just a short amount of time. Let me clear my inventory first. And let's go through here and see what we got. And that's awesome. So the rest of this we could break, but just in that few seconds, look at all these different flowers we got. That is awesome. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you'll want to find which type of flower you want to get. So these same flowers aren't everywhere in your world. So you want to pick a spot that either gives you the blue flowers or the white flowers or a combination. And just make sure you put this in the right spot, or you might not get any flowers, or you might get the ones you don't want. So that's awesome. We recreated it. The tutorial's that easy. But what can you do with it besides flowers? Well, let me make a few copies here and show you. All right, and we got that copied over a few times. So you can see I put the crimson nylium here and the warp nylium there. And this works the exact same, where you're going to come through a little on the loud side again, and it'll give you all of the crimson roots, the crimson fungus that you need. You even get some of the warp fungus, which is nice, but if we come over to this one, you'll see that if you want the warp stuff, this is going to be a lot faster. So there may be other things that you can do with this. Let me know if you find one, but this is a simple way of building one type of farm in 3 different ways, and you can get all sorts of flowers and fungus from these 2. If you haven't checked out, I built this one in our Achromatic Craft series. Go check that out and let me know what you think. But thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.